Welcome to the regular meeting of the Climate and Infrastructure Committee for February 29th, Leap Day 2024. I'm Katie Cashman. I'm the chair of this committee. At this time, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll so we can verify quorum for this meeting.
Councilmember Vita.
Present.
Osman is absent. Chavez.
Present.
Chowdhury.
Here.
Vice Chair Koski.
Present.
Chair Cashman.
Present.
There are 5 members present.
Thank you so much. Let the record reflect we have a quorum. So with that, we will move to our consent agenda. There are 6 items on the consent agenda today, which I will read for the record. Number 1, 2024 Sewer Improvement Program easements. Number 2, agreement with Metro Transit for E-Line Bus Rapid Transit Project. Number 3, Lowry Avenue Northeast Street Reconstruction Project Phase 1. Number 4, cooperative agreement with the Minnesota Department of Transportation and Hennepin County for the Hiawatha Lake Intersection Improvement Project. Number 5, updates to the Shared Bike and Scooter Program licensing fees. And number 6, traffic calming program legislative directive. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda or any items that you would like to pull for further discussion? Yes, Councilmember Chavez.
Chair Cashman, I'd like to pull out, not for a separate vote, but just have a discussion on item number 4, the cooperative agreement with the Minnesota Department of Transportation in Hennepin County.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chair Cashman. I want to extend my sincere thanks to the Minnesota Department of Transportation for their leadership and collaboration with the City of Minneapolis, Hennepin County, Metro Transit on the Hiawatha Lake Intersection Redesign Project. The residents of Ward 9 are grateful and excited for the redesign, which will create a safer intersection for those walking, rolling, biking, and alignment with the Minneapolis Transportation Action Plan. And in addition, the new crosswalks, traffic signal, curb extension, and the ADA-compliant pedestrian curb ramps are greatly appreciated and desperately needed. The project will enhance connectivity within our community and promote climate-friendly transportation options. The configuration of the existing High Lake intersection will simplify pedestrian crossings and vehicle movements. It will improve transit reliability and expand the pedestrian realm for a new westbound Metro B line, the BRT station, which is a significant step forward here. I'm eager to continue collaborating and investing with our partners to activate the space, particularly the Hiawatha Avenue under Highway 55 throughout the project, and after its completion, it's something that's really important to Ward 9 residents in that intersection. I think this is a project that exemplifies the positive outcomes that we can have in our community. So thank you to our city staff and our governmental agencies for all their work on this.
Thank you, Councilmember Chavez. Is there any other discussion on the consent agenda? So with that, I'll move approval of the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. And with that, the consent agenda is approved. So our final item of business today, number 7, is a cooperative agreement with the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District and Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board for integrated planning and development of water resource projects within the Minnehaha Creek watershed. I will ask Interim Public Works Director Brett Jelly to introduce that presentation, if you would like to. Okay, Brian, please.
Thank you, Chair Cashman, members of the committee. We have 3 presenters today. We've got Angie Kraft, Director, Service Water and Sewers, who will be kicking us off. We also have Michael Schroeder, Assistant Superintendent for Planning Services from the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board. And we have James Whisker, the District Administrator for the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District. So I'll turn it over to Angie.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Cashman and committee members. As mentioned, my name is Angie Kraft. I'm the Director of the Surface Water and Sewers Division. I'm here with Michael Schroeder from the Park Board and James Whisker with Minnehaha Watershed District. And we are excited to be here today to present to you information about a cooperative agreement that we've been working together toward over the past year and a half. I'll provide a brief introduction, and then James will provide additional information about our proposed partnership agreement. All 3 of us will be available to answer questions. As you know, Surface Water and Sewers is responsible for ensuring the continuous operation of the sanitary and stormwater systems. Our work protects human health and the environment and helps to ensure a high quality of life for those who live, work in, or visit Minneapolis. This slide provides some highlights about the Surface Water and Sewers Division. Our sanitary and stormwater systems are vast and complex. Between both sanitary and stormwater, we're responsible for 1,400 miles of underground infrastructure, in addition to 55,000 stormwater catch basins and 1,500 water quality best management practices. Of note is also the fact that we're co-permittees with the Park Board on our Clean Water Act permit, otherwise known as our NPDES MS4 permit. As you may imagine, along with our expansive system comes opportunities to partner with others when mutually beneficial goals intersect. The opportunity for partnerships was previously memorialized in 2017. The City Council approved a memorandum of understanding between Minneapolis, the Watershed District, and the Park Board that established a framework for coordinating capital project plannings when feasible. This MOU expired in 2022. Teams from our three organizations have spent the past year and a half working together to build upon the previous agreement to help guide our collaborative planning process. The proposed cooperative agreement elaborates on how the planning work would occur through the establishment of technical, coordinating, and policy steering committee teams. The agreement also includes a Phase 1 partnership implementation plan that identifies 3 capital improvement projects to serve as the focus for our initial work. These projects were previously prioritized within the co-developed Park Board Minnehaha Parkway Regional Trail Master Plan to address regional runoff volumes and pollutant loads tributary to the Minnehaha Creek. From there, we'll work together to seek opportunities for long-range capital planning on water quality and infrastructure improvement projects when feasible. With that, I will hand it off to James Whisker.
Thank you, Angie, and good afternoon, Chair Cashman and members of the committee. I'm James Whisker, the administrator for the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District, and I want to begin by saying I could not be more excited to be here this afternoon to outline a proposal for a new era of water-focused partnership between the city, the Park Board, and the Watershed District. As I'm going to highlight today, our agencies have a storied history of partnership on projects and policy surrounding water. And our proposal really builds off of that strong foundation to create a program of sustained cooperation for the future. I want to begin by introducing the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District, who we are, our geography, how we think, and what we've been working on upstream that benefits the downstream community of Minneapolis. In terms of our geography, we cover a 178 square mile watershed in the Minneapolis metro area that encompasses 29 different communities and portions of Hennepin and Carver County. We have a rich mosaic of land use, natural resources, and community, and include over 120 different lakes and streams and iconic resources like Lake Minnetonka, our namesake, Minnehaha Creek that runs through the city, of course, the Minneapolis chain of lakes, and Minnehaha Falls. I see really strong vision alignment between us, with Minneapolis being the city of waters, because we believe that natural systems, our natural environment underpins local identity and creates a sense of place. And when properly integrated, the work of the watershed is an essential component in building thriving communities. Because land use drives water and we don't control how the land is used as a watershed district, whether we're working on capital projects or policy, we're always thinking about how our investments can be catalysts for our partners' goals in the built environment. And we do that by taking a data-driven understanding of the watershed and then layering in our partners' objectives, which might relate to transportation and infrastructure, community development, parks and open space, and the community to create amazing places in the watershed that are good for the environment, good for communities, and good for people. And over the last 10 to 15 years, this model's been on display upstream in ways that benefit the downstream waters of Minneapolis. During that time, the district has invested tens of millions, treating almost 500 acres of runoff upstream in Hopkins, St. Louis Park, Edina, and Richfield, with much of that work being concentrated in what we call the Minnehaha Creek Greenway, where data pointed us to an area that once generated the highest levels of polluted runoff. Working with state, regional, and local partners and the private business community, we've seen this area turn around by treating over 500 acres of stormwater while restoring the creek's historic alignment, connecting it to its floodplain, expanding storage and resilience. And we've also created amazing, beautiful, functional places that solve other urban planning needs, like orienting Methodist Hospital, a place of healing around nature, which both improved patient outcomes and removed the hospital from the floodplain. Or the daylighting of Minnehaha Creek itself, which has connected 550 affordable housing units to a new 30-acre nature preserve and brought residents within the 5-minute walk of light rail, and resulted in a 5-acre park expansion in the city of Hopkins, which resulted in a significant reduction in police calls, according to the chief, while catalyzing delivery of 55 affordable housing units here, overlooking a new, safe public space. And finally, work underway at 325 Blake Road, where we have purchased and are redeveloping a blighted 17-acre industrial site into an 800-unit mixed-use development anchored on the placemaking value of the creek at the Blake Light Rail Station, and treating 260 acres of regional water here for 3 different cities, which provides water quality benefit in an amount equivalent to the entire city of Minneapolis's waste load allocation for Lake Hiawatha, underscoring, I think, the impact regional stormwater and place-based design can have not only on this community, but the ones downstream. And the best part about this work, I like to say, is that it's really working as profiled this June on the front page of the Strib in a piece titled Rewilding the Creek. The projects are beginning to show positive trends for Lake Hiawatha downstream, moving things in the right direction. And in that article, based on the dialogue that we were having in parallel with your team and the park boards, our project director signaled that with 15 years of work nearing completion, that we wanted to bring this program of partnership downstream to the city of Minneapolis. And of course, while all that work was taking place upstream in parallel, the city, the park board, and the district became engaged in a big technical analysis of surface and groundwater issues in the Nokomis area, which I think adds an important climate context and significance to the proposed partnership. Because as we learned during our time together investigating those issues, climate change is already here, and as a region, the Twin Cities are getting decidedly warmer and wetter. During our years spent responding to resident inquiries, we accumulated almost 3 feet of surplus rainfall. That's a 3-foot departure from normal. So as a community, we've experienced the extremes of drought and flooding, and we know that they are getting more extreme. We have seen the boom cycles of flooding impact institutions like Methodist Hospital, our public lands like Hiawatha Golf Course. It's taxed our infrastructure and damaged our natural systems. It's also brought attention to old land use decisions that are still impacting us today, like the historic filling of our region's wetlands to make way for growth and development. And I think notably across all of those different impacts, flooding has impacted people who've become vocally engaged and turned to local government seeking answers to questions like, why might my basement be wet? Who's responsible? Is this a local issue? What's being done upstream? And how are the city, the park board, and the district working together for our sustainable future to address flooding and water quality, which again, all serves to provide vital context for the need for a sustained program of partnership between our 3 agencies. So on the heels of the Nokomis Town Hall, working with the city and park board staff, park commissioners Musich and Abeni, and with engagement and support from Councilmember Koski, as we spent time thinking about how we might structure a partnership, we looked back in time to successful models of partnership from the 1990s with the Clean Water Partnership, where political leaders work closely with staff and use data and evidence to identify shared priorities to deliver a nationally recognized program of coordinated capital investment to improve the chain of lakes. We also took a look at our more contemporary model of partnership, our 2018 MOU, which had all of the same goals of the 90s, but struggled to deliver for 3 key reasons. It had the spirit of partnership, but wasn't necessarily concrete or binding. It engaged staff, but didn't necessarily engage policymakers in parallel. And finally, because water management in Minneapolis is simply complicated, which Angie alluded to, and that made it challenging to identify shared project priorities. And to touch briefly on that complexity for a minute, which provides support for our simple proposal to advance pilot projects. In this drainage area alone, there's 164 miles of City of Minneapolis storm sewer, which convey runoff to more than 250 points of discharge, different outfalls across 8 lakes and Minnehaha Creek, all of which serve a vital service of draining almost 6 square miles of pavement from our built environment. And beyond that landscape complexity that's just inherent in the city, there's complexity in our agency roles and the projects that are being pursued by the Park Board in the city. Starting with the Park Board, if we take the Cedar Subwatershed as an example, we have stormwater systems that were built in the 90s that continue to need maintenance. We also have new projects that are being proposed to regionally treat urban runoff in all of those master plans. And if you extend that to the full system, we've got a lot of Park Board projects, not all of which have the same level of feasibility information on cost or benefit, and generally are missing a shared understanding across the partners of what are the priorities, in what sequence do we build these projects, and what are our roles. We've also got the complexity of individual projects like the Hiawatha Golf Course shown here, which has multiple decision layers and is linked to upstream flood mitigation priorities in the city, and other flood mitigation priority areas like Southwest Harriet, which contain a whole series of individual projects to remove properties from the floodplain and reduce street flooding, with a final layer of transportation and utility infrastructure. So yes, things are a little complicated, but that's why we have a simple proposed starting point with projects identified on Minnehaha Creek, while we develop a coordinated capital plan for the chain of lakes. So as we thought about where to kickstart the partnership, Minnehaha Creek emerged as a starting point for near-term momentum-building projects for a number of reasons. First, the creek wasn't the subject of investment in the 90s. It's the only master plan fully coordinated across all of the agencies, and the projects that are contained within it contain feasibility information that's driving cost, benefit, and schedule. These projects also have a very broad impact shed beyond where they're built downstream at Impaired Lake Hiawatha, where the broader community is going to continue to recreate and cool off as our summers get hotter. So we took the 30 projects of the master plan, we boiled those down to 10 with stacked benefit of water quality, floodplain, and creek restoration, and then we identified the top 3 projects that maximize the public's return on investment. That collectively could treat up to 500 acres of regional runoff, achieving 40% of the city's waste load allocation to Lake Hiawatha while expanding flood storage. To drive implementation, we took the cost estimates from the master plan of $3 million, and we've identified capital sources that would fully fund these projects from all 3 agencies, front-loaded with dollars from Minnehaha Creek. Staff's developed a cooperative agreement, as Angie mentioned, that would advance these priority projects as a starting point into feasibility in 2024 for approximately $150,000 split 3 ways, with the results of feasibility driving the order of implementation and final cost share. And as those short-term projects advance and build momentum, within the agreement, staff's also outlined how we could tackle that larger planning complexity by breaking the system into simple management units based on receiving waters or lake sheds, analyzing water quality, flooding, and land use data, and then stitching that together at a system understanding into manageable pieces, which would then form the basis of a coordinated capital improvement strategy. Finally, to support both the pilot projects being proposed on the creek and the longer range strategic planning, we've taken note of the partnership structure that succeeded in the 90s and included a similar framework in the agreement. We proposed a technical team of cross-agency staff that will evaluate data, conduct planning, and recommend the next wave of capital investments. Those recommendations will be guided and reviewed by a coordinating team of staff leadership from the 3 agencies who would present recommendations to a policy steering committee comprised of 2 to 3 members from each agency who would meet twice a year to remain informed, provide feedback, and facilitate communication out to our respective agencies. So in summary, we've worked over the last year and a half to align a proposal to start feasibility for these first 3 projects in the Creek Master Plan that have full funding identified, a process to begin development of a shared capital plan for the remaining waters in the system, and a governance structure that links policymakers and staff across all three agencies into a regular cycle and program of coordination. And that's something that we gathered to discuss in a December 6th meeting chaired by Councilmember Koski and attended by Councilmember Chowdhury, with Commissioners Musich and Abeni, and broad participation from staff from three agencies. So to wrap up with some next steps and timeline pending discussion today, we would hope to bring the agreement forward to all three agencies towards the end of March, along with appointment of the steering committee members. And that would have us ready to begin feasibility and hold our next steering committee meeting in the second quarter, with us completing feasibility between Q3 and Q4 and entering the next phase of design work in the subsequent year. So with that, I wanted to close by expressing my sincere gratitude for the leadership of your staff, Liz, Angie, Brian, Margaret, the engagement of Councilmember Koski and Chowdhury, and just thank you for your time today. And as a parting gift, I did bring for all of you, it seemed appropriate, a copy of our climate action framework. So you should have a copy of those at your desk. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for that presentation, and now we can open up for some questions if any council members would like to speak. Vice Chair Koski?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say thank you so much, Mr. Whisker, for being here and for that wonderful presentation. And I'd like to just take a step back and tell the story of how I came to be involved in and lead on this cooperative agreement, just to help so my colleagues and residents know. So back in 2021, after I had been elected, but before I had taken office, I hit the ground running and had my first meeting with the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District. I drove to their offices, it's a bit of a ways from us here, and walked into what ended up being a 2-hour meeting led by none other than James Whisker that covered the work of the Watershed District, the history of collaboration between the City Park and Recreation Board and Watershed District on water, the work we were already collaborating on, and all the opportunities that were before us. It was one of the most informational, detailed, and captivating presentations that I had seen. One of the things that they tell you when you get elected and step into this role is that it's like drinking from a fire hose, and wow, that was very true in that meeting. At the time, the city had assembled a multi-agency team between the City of Minneapolis, the Park and Recreation Board, the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District, Hennepin County, the Minnesota DNR, and USGS to work on the Lake Nokomis groundwater and surface water evaluation that Mr. Whisker had already mentioned. The multi-agency team brought a variety of expertise to the table, evaluated the issues, identified mitigation measures, began to understand the water issues broadly occurring across the region, and created a case study on the local effects of climate change. And I dove in headfirst, as I often do, to push the water evaluation across the finish line and to pull together a town hall meeting in Ward 11 with the entire multi-agency team to present the water evaluation, educate and engage with residents, and talk about next steps, and also answer a lot of questions. After all was said and done, I said that moving forward, this should be an example of how the City of Minneapolis can work with outside partners, not just to address water issues or environmental issues, but all issues. I can remember Mr. Whisker and I walking out together and saying those words exactly. And I'm so grateful and so proud that today this continues to be an example of what we can accomplish when we all work together. This cooperative agreement builds on the historic partnership between our organization and is filled with potential and opportunities. I have no doubt that through this agreement, we will be able to take not just strides, but leaps forward on water quality, and resiliency and adaptation to climate change. Thank you to the city, the Park and Recreation Board, and the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District for coming together on this cooperative agreement, and a huge thank you to Angie Kraft, Michael Schroeder, and James Whisker for the extensive amount of time, effort, and hard work put into forming this cooperative agreement. Also, I see Commissioner Abene, who has also been here to help and partner with this, is here with us today. You each played an essential, invaluable role in getting us to this point, and I'm sure you will continue to as we move forward. I'm excited to stay involved to lead on this cooperative agreements policy steering committee, and I'm excited to see this work that started at the beginning of my last term continue through this term and beyond. But I'm most excited for all of us to be able to enjoy our lakes and creeks to their fullest. So thank you so much. Just wanted to give those comments. I also want to note that Councilor Chowdhury has joined us to work on this work, and I'm really grateful for that partnership as well. So.
Thank you, Vice Chair Koski. I will call on Councilmember Vita and then Councilmember Chowdhury.
Thank you, Chair Cashman, and thank you, Councilmember Koski, for your comments. I was introduced to this work back in 2018 as the newly elected Citywide Parks Commissioner, so it's super cool to see this work continuing. I see Michael Schroeder's here. That is who gave me a crash course in this and overwhelmed me with all of the watershed work and how this works not only for Minneapolis but for our surrounding suburbs and just the environment as a whole. So I'm excited about the continued work between the agencies. I look forward to working with all of you. I saw Commissioner Abene here early. Oh, there she is. And so thank you all so much for continuing this work.
Thank you, Councilmember Vita. Councilmember Chowdhury?
Thank you so much for your presentation and all of your work on this. It really resonated with me what you said about the first meeting that you stepped into being very captivating. I felt the same way when I joined that meeting on December 6th and was just welcomed into the group to discuss the future of the watershed and where we're headed. I'll keep my remarks short. I'm just very excited to be a part of this partnership and just share that like our constituents in South Minneapolis, especially by Lake Hiawatha and the creek for me, they really pay attention to the quality and the health of the area, and it matters to them deeply, and it matters to people's families, and they can see when things are maybe not going so well, and I'm excited to share with them that there are tangible things that we are going to be doing to improve the quality of people's lives, become a more climate resilient city, improve the health of Lake Hiawatha, and I'm excited for generations to come to enjoy our natural systems. So thank you so much, and I look forward to continuing work with Councilmember Koski and Commissioner Abene and Musich.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Chowdhury. Did anyone else want to speak on this item? I'm really excited about it as well and hope that we can work together, you know, on the lakes area. Lake of the Isles and Cedar Lake also have a lot of runoff issues, as you talked about, and, you know, our built environment really impacts that. I know Public Works does a great job with mitigating runoff, but there's so much more we can do, so look forward to working together. With that, I will thank you and move approval of this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. The item is forwarded to City Council with a recommendation to approve. And with that, we've concluded all business to come before the committee today. So without objection, we stand adjourned. Thank you.